Scott, the New Saints have a plus goal difference of 20. Connah's Quay Nomads have a plus goal difference of 12. The only two teams in the JD Welsh Premier League to date to actually have plus goal differences. That shows really what a close season it's been in general.
Yeah, and if you look at it, there's not been too many draws. It's been you either win the game or you lose the game. So, yeah, it's just how it's worked out. But we're happy with our goal difference, and the things we needed to improve on, and we have done over the last few games. So that's pleasing.
I guess in many ways, Scott, it's about the New Saints first and foremost, and what the pack does is not really your concern as a manager.
Always is, you know. We'll have some tough games along the way. You know, obviously we hope to win the majority. We'll draw the odd few, and if we keep them losses down to a bare minimum, we'll certainly hopefully improve on where we were last season. We've got targets, like I've stated before: goals scored, goals conceded, clean sheets. They're all up there. How many assists can you get? We've been at the top of those charts for the last few years. So we know where we need to improve. We don't just say where we need to improve. We know as a unit, as a core group, our strengths and weaknesses, and where we're looking to improve in all areas.
As you say, Scott, some tough games along the way. We're yet to play Cardiff Met this season. Of course, this weekend's fixture is the first game. But last time round, although we beat them in the Nathaniel MG Cup by the odd goal, in the 4 league games we played, we won 1, drew 3. So they've been tight fixtures over the last season plus. Yeah,
they are. They usually are, and certainly away we've drawn. I can remember winning there a couple of seasons ago. But 3 draws and 1 win. We're looking to turn those draws into wins.
Cardiff Met, their run of form this season has probably not been what they wanted. They've lost 4 games so far out of the 7. I guess that could be looked at from both sides of the coin. It's a good time to play them, but also they'll be looking to put those wrongs right as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, and you know, they lost at Newtown last week, lost 2-1, but overall I think you know, they had a shout with at least a draw or winning the game. You know, I think overall they were possibly the stronger team. So Newtown have got that. Maybe they're not getting the rub of the green. Maybe they're not creating enough. You know, Ruscoe's been out most of the season, all this season. I think he's slowly coming back. I think he'll probably be involved on Sunday, whether he starts or whether he comes on from the bench. But you know, he's a handful. He's a problem on his day when he's at his fittest and strongest. He can cause you problems, so he's one where we've got to be wary of.
And although many people still talk about the season as the early stages, following the game this weekend, it will be 1/4 of the way through the campaign. Going into the fixture, the New Saints have scored 22 goals, conceded 2, top of the table. I guess at the start of the campaign, you would have settled for that sort of statistic.
Yeah, you know, sometimes in the past after Europe we've stuttered a bit and we've drawn a couple or we've lost a couple early on and not gone on. But you know, the record there, you said 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. It's a very good start, and the way we've dealt with the other teams and scored some very good goals at home. You know, we've took the initiative. We've not just scored 1 and 2. We've gone on 3, 4, 5, 6 on a couple of occasions as well. So it's pleasing that we are hitting the back of the net. And you know, last Friday, although we didn't score a goal, I felt we still did enough overall to get a slender victory. It wasn't to be. It was a 0-0. It's not the end of the world, and it's certainly a draw against one of the better sides anyway.
And as you talk about the goals scored, of course, at the other end, 5 consecutive clean sheets. That's an impressive statistic on its own.
Yeah, you know, we want clean sheets. We want to be horrible to play against. Not just that team that go and dictate the game and have huge amounts of possession. We want to be secure at the back, knowing full well that if they do play on the counter, we can deal with it. We can mop it up. We can defend. We know who's going to defend in certain stages of the game. Set plays are one where we need to strengthen, and we have done. So the lads have got their targets and they're sticking to them, and we go on week in, week out about what we need to do. and they certainly are listening at the moment to what we're asking of them.
And our opponents, Cardiff Met, they've scored 8, conceded 8, so they're one of the handful of teams with a neutral goal difference. I guess the threat of Ruscoe in particular could be one that we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and Elliot Evans as well. You know, he's a handful. He gets good quality into the box. He scores. He's a scorer of good goals. He's a scorer of a number of goals last season. It was a very good season for him. You know, they've lost a couple of players through whatever is their way with the university, but you know, they've lost the winger Lamb, they've lost the keeper, who was a very good keeper for them. So they're bringing new players in all the time, which they have to. Whether it's taking a little bit of time to gel, whether it's you know, early season where they've probably underachieved a little bit, but it starts Sunday again. You know, they lost last week. They want to put that right, and we want to put our draw right as well. You know, we drew the last week. We certainly don't want another draw. We want to win this game on Sunday.
You produced a reasonably settled starting lineup so far this season in the Welsh Premier League, without giving away any clues, of course. Not that you would, but are we likely to see a similar pattern this time round?
Yeah, there's no reason to change. You know, it might be one where you give people you know, 2, 3, 4 games. If they are not playing to those standards, then they will come out of the side. I certainly won't be chopping and changing all the time, big wholesale changes. That's not what we're about. We've got a structure to the way we play. We work on it. We've had a great week of training this week. You know, Monday, Tuesday, we've had 4 or 5 sessions, I think, coming up to the game on Sunday. So all the detail that they're given at the start of the week about Cardiff Met and how they play, and we'll have a game plan to make sure that we go out and we're on the front foot, we're positive, and we're playing with freedom and what have you. So we're looking forward to the game Sunday, and it's a big week of football because we also play next Wednesday and the Saturday after, so coming thick and fast. Yeah.
That was my next question actually. On Wednesday we travel to Prestatyn Town in the Nathaniel MG Cup.
Yeah.
So will that have any bearing on Sunday selection, or will it rather be the other way around?
Yeah, it'll be a completely different side against Prestatyn. Everyone that needs minutes will play, and it's one where we can have a look at different things. No disrespect to Prestatyn, but we should be going there with any one of our 21 squad and beating them. You know, where we are current champions, we would feel the same going into any cup tie against a lower league side.
And finally, Scott, as always, we look at the injury situation here at Park Hall.
Yeah, everyone's training. Everyone in the squad is available and fit and able for selection Sunday.
That sounds like another managerial selection headache.
Yes, it is, but that's the way of the world. It's one where I'd rather have it than not have it, and I wouldn't like to be scratching around with 12 or 13 players because, you know, there's no competition for places there. People take things lightly, think they're going to play. At the moment, I don't think anyone's assured of a starting position.